Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Bengal Magazine. And on today's show, we're going to start first with lacrosse. And Ashley O'Brien, the interim head coach of the Bengals, joins us. And Ashley's bringing along a senior defenseman who scored her first goal in her college career yesterday, Haley Kempf from Mount Mercy. Now, up next, we're going to go in the pool. Nick Stone, the head coach of the Bengals, and Connor Mergler, the outstanding swimmer, freestyler for the Bengals, who is going to the national championships. He'll be on set. And then Jamie Brown will join us, the head coach of the softball Bengals, and Jamie is bringing along her pitcher Marissa Hayes from North Tonawanda and Niagara Wheatfield High School. And we'll also have the athlete of the week. So it's a busy show. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little lacrosse. Well, welcome back, everybody. We're joined now by lacrosse. Ashley O'Brien, the interim head coach of the Bengals, joins us, along with Haley Kempf. Welcome, ladies. And I say interim because head coach Lindsey Burns is not here. And why isn't she here, Ashley?
Well, she just gave birth to a beautiful girl.
Wow.
Carlin Ann Burns.
Fantastic. So congratulations to Lindsey on that. And she'll join us again. Maybe not. We'll see. But for now, you are the person, the head coach. And your first head coaching job was yesterday in a wonderful 21-0 win over Houghton. And I'm kind of interested. How did you feel the day of, leading into it, and being on the sidelines?
I was really excited. I tell the girls all the time that luck favors the prepared.
Yeah.
And we did a lot of preparation going into this game and for the whole preseason. So, like, fundamentally, we built up from very small to exactly where we needed to be. Very good. So the practice before, I was really comfortable, and I felt like our game plan was going to work. And during the game, I felt comfortable, too, because everybody was buying into the game plan.
Great. So. She didn't look nervous, Haley?
Not at all.
You sure? Or are you just saying
sure.
that
no,
right now?
she didn't at all.
Let's talk about the game itself, because it's the season opener. You know, got the snow off the field and all that. And regardless of the score, I'm kind of curious because it is the first game. What did you take out of that game, especially the likes? What did the team do that you said, yes, that's what we're trying to do, they're getting it?
So during preseason, our whole goal has been to establish a consistent pace at which we're going to play.
Okay.
Because our trouble had been last season consistency. And so what I was telling the girls to start this game was we need to push the pace, move things quickly, and if you're 20 goals better than a team, you better beat them by 20 goals.
Okay.
So we did everything we needed to. We found the heartbeat of our team. We took that pace, and then we consistently played well. There wasn't even a lag at any point. Did
you sense that you were doing what she was talking about right here?
Yeah, I definitely feel that we bought into the game plan. She laid it out for us 5 weeks of preseason and then gave us the game plan before the game, and I think it was executed the way she wanted it.
Well, Haley's, as a defender, I'm assuming defenders have a key role in the pace.
Yeah.
In the sense of transitioning and getting the ball moving.
Well, especially, we call her Fran, so especially Fran, she is...
Fran?
Yeah.
Okay.
Middle name Fran.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, so especially Fran, she is a critical part of our defense because she is the main communicator. She plays down low, down by the crease, and she's telling all the other girls when to slide, when to crash, these things.
Okay.
So she's a big part of our communication, and defense is mostly about communication.
Okay. If I was to ask you, Fran, about how you felt the team performed on the first game, give me a grade for the team.
I would definitely say an A.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think everyone played the role that they needed to play, and that's why we were successful.
Okay. What's the makeup of this team? 21-0, you would think, well, this is going to be an unbelievably offensive team, but we don't know that. I mean, first game of the season, et cetera. What's the makeup of this team?
Our team is mostly seniors, actually. We have a lot of experience on the field, so I think that's really showing through in practices and for our first game. As far as like offensive versus a defensive team, I think our team is pretty well split, actually. Our defense they contribute well. They didn't really get to see much of it for the last game just because we won most of the draw controls.
Okay.
But when we play defense, they're all on the same page, and that's important.
This young lady is one of those seniors, and she's a captain. And you're also part of a leadership council on this team. Tell the viewers what that responsibility is.
So the leadership council is made up of 5 of us. It's 3 seniors, a junior, and a sophomore.
Okay.
And having those younger perspectives is like grooming them to be the future leaders of the team. And I feel as a senior position, I've had role models to look after, to look for in the past years. And I feel like the role on the team, like I make sure the girls are where they have to be at all times, make sure they're wearing what they're wearing and doing the right thing at all times, because if we're all disciplined, then we'll be successful in everything we do.
You know, I think that leadership goes into your academics too. You were talking off air about what you want to be when you grow up, and you're in the criminal justice program. Why don't you tell the viewers what that you hope that will lead to?
So I've always been interested in FBI.
Okay.
You actually can't apply to that until you're 27, so it'll be a journey if I want to get there. But I've also been interested in Homeland Security in the past couple of years, so I think I'm going to go that route. I'm going to get my master's degree when I graduate. So.
Very good. Outstanding. We've got a couple minutes left, but she scored.
Yeah.
And I made a joke of it earlier, but it was her first goal ever here at Buffalo State. And take us through it. I mean, how did that all happen?
Well, so I was an attack in high school, so I had like some knowledge of.
So you were an offensive player in high school.
Yeah, so I had some knowledge of what to do over the restraining line. So I just asked her, I was like, can I go over the line when there's like a couple minutes left in the game and just try to score? So she made the play. It was called 19, which is my number. So when she called the play, I just switched with a midfielder and got the ball. I drove on her, got shooting space, and then had a free position shot.
It couldn't have been more perfect the way
Is
it
that
was
right?
set up. Yeah, no, I mean, they cleared through for her. She was driving, automatic shooting space, had an 8-meter shot right to cage.
Wow, how about that?
Yeah, it was
now,
great.
when you say they cleared for her, your teammates helped
Yep, they
set a
moved out of
clearing
the way.
path for you, and they kind of knew what was happening.
Yeah,
here,
we
obviously.
talked about it at halftime.
Wow. And will she ever score again, Ashley?
Not.
So there you go. You have your one goal, and
Yeah.
I don't know
That's
when
all
your
I wanted.
birthday is, but it's an early birthday
Yeah.
gift, okay?
That's all I
Well,
wanted.
ladies, best of luck the rest of the way. I'm sure we'll have you on again, and it's a great opening 21-0 win. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll take a quick time out, but when we come back, we're going to go in the pool and talk swimming with Nick Stone. Stay with us.
No matter who you are
or where you're from,
you are welcome here.
Tú eres bienvenido. مرحبا أهلا وسهلا.
you are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
Well, we're sending congratulations out to this week's Athlete of the Week. It's men's diver Justin Moser, the junior business major, was 6th on the 3-meter board at the NC2A Division III Region 4 Championships. That is a mouthful this past weekend with a score of 456.45 points. That earned him the first alternate position for the NCAA Championships the 3rd weekend in March. He also finished 11th in the 1-meter competition with a score of 412.30. So congratulations, Justin Moser, this week's Athlete of the Week. And we beautifully segue into swimming and diving. And Nick Stone joins us, the head coach of the Bengals, and Connor Mergler. And we were talking that he's kind of like the Steve Martin on Saturday Night Live. He's always on this show. You know, this is like his 6th or 7th appearance, but for good reason. And we're happy to have you back on, Connor. I do want to talk about the NCAAs coming up, and I do want to talk about this young man. But I also want to talk about a fabulous showing at the SUNY conference meet where the men, really their best finish in almost a decade. They took 5th in the conference. Tell us about it.
Yeah, everything just came together that weekend. The team was swimming really well all season long, and people did what I thought they were going to. The taper hit really well, and we had a really good freshman class come in that were able to fill in some holes, and we can move people around on different relays and help us be able to move up in different spots. All of our relays but one were top 4, which was a first for us in a while. We set 3 relay records and then 6 more individual records, one of those being the women's team. So everything just came together really well, and it was a cool battle between us and Fredonia coming down to the last relay. So it was a super exciting meet and kind of just flowed.
Well, congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
Let's move on to the NCAAs. And really, we were talking off air about, the season is somewhat anticlimactic when it comes to this guy because we, save for an injury, kind of know he's going to be there. How does it feel right now? You're, basically a week and a half out. Is it an anticlimactic? Is the excitement building?
Not as much, because SUNY was kind of like an indicator of where we were at.
Okay.
He swam very well. He PR'd in 4 of his individual swims, and we didn't fully taper. So that was kind of a really good indication of where we are.
Interesting.
And then as we go into, we're going to actually start retapering tomorrow, Friday, and start that process again. And so the goal is that we saved enough up that he can still get faster at nationals.
Okay.
So we're working on that, and we've been in the weight room since we got back. But there's still a lot of excitement, and there's still a lot of unknowns because he's sitting 4th in the country right now in the 100 freestyle.
Absolutely.
He's only 0.3 behind the guy that's seated first.
Okay.
And in the 200, he's at 10th right now. So in the 50, he's sitting at 22nd. So there's still a lot of room to kind of improve on.
Now, going to the Nationals is not new to you. This is your 3rd consecutive time going. And I'm going to list some of the records that you have here, et cetera. But I'm kind of curious. You know what to expect, I would assume. Is it easier now, or is there, do you still have that nervousness that some might keep you from focusing in, but being the third time, is it a little easier on you?
It's a little easier mentally, but sometimes I still do get those nervous jitters. I still get the butterflies in my stomach. But throughout the season, I know depending on my times, I know where I have to be, and if I'm faster, then I know that I'm almost a guaranteed spot.
Right. How difficult is it for you not to think of what could happen? Is it a motivating factor for you, or do you just try to keep it out of your mind over the next week and a half that you could be a national champion?
I try to keep it out sometimes, but sometimes it just gets me, and my heart starts going, and butterflies come back, and I get very excited.
Connor has 5 individual records here at Buffalo State. He has 4 relay records, part of 4 relay records. He has 3 conference records. He truly is one of the greatest swimmers in Buffalo State history. And yet there's been some extensive training going on as we focus in on the national championship. What has the training been like? What's a normal day for him, besides school, obviously? Yeah. What's a normal day for him right now as we lead into the championships?
Yeah, so after SUNY with 4 days of racing, he kind of needed like a recovery period. So the first half of last week we did some speed work. We got back into the lifting like full force, but the swimming was kind of like recovery until Friday. And then Friday we started going fast, and he actually went really fast on Saturday in practice, which is exciting. But now we're kind of back into our normal schedule for the next couple weeks. Each day we're focusing on a specific event. So like today we're focusing on like the 100 and the 50, doing some broken swims today. And then tomorrow will be recovery. So each day includes some sprint work, resisted work, so he can still build the strength and kind of build back up. This part of the year, as I've learned over the last 3, it's his first year I broke him down too much, and like we had to really autocorrect and like bring him back down. This year I'm kind of keeping him more level and like keeping him in a fresher place so that he can swim fast more often. Because we actually passed the point, but his first year training for nationals, he came in on that second Monday, and I thought he was going to quit because he was just so tired and like bogged down with everything. So we're only doing doubles twice a week with a lift in the morning and then a swim. And then Friday we'll just kind of do like a 3-hour workout because he has no classes. Then outside of that is getting sleep, making sure he's eating everything he can to recover, and just make sure he's staying on top of his schoolwork. I'm
kind of curious, from what you just said, how often do you communicate with your coach? I mean, do you come in on days and go, I'm tired today? Or do you say, I'm ready to go? And do you change then the workout knowing that the championships are 2 weeks away? Let Connor first. No, that's okay. Connor?
Yeah, I communicate with him daily. I let him know how I'm feeling, how my body's feeling, if I'm in the mood, if I'm not in the mood, and sometimes he'll change the workout on that, but sometimes it's just a mental barrier that I just have to get through.
Very good.
And just make myself better.
And how does that communication affect your coaching strategy then?
I don't change it too much, especially now it doesn't change, but I can usually tell how he's doing.
You can.
Yeah, so like yesterday, for example, he does well, he'll swim well, but he's not always fully in it in the morning workouts. But when we have to do a morning workout due to his class schedule, it's kind of like an unnecessary evil. And so I kind of adjusted. I lowered my expectations for times, and like, all right, so we're doing these hundreds in 108. I want you to just make it and do the threshold work that we were doing, for example. And then speed work, I'll maybe give him more rest so he can focus on it if he's feeling a little bit tired.
Okay.
But right now the training doesn't change too much.
Okay.
So.
We've got about a minute left, and maybe the last time you're on this show, and I'm kind of curious. We've chatted a lot about your progress and the excitement leading to this particular one. How do you feel? I mean, this is it in terms of the college career, and your name is up on the record board many, many, many times. So how do you feel as you head into your last collegiate race?
I'm excited. I'm excited to make some big moves and just shock everyone. Well,
we wish you the best of luck. The viewer should know he is qualified in 3 events at the NCAAs: the 50 free, the 100 free, the 200, and the 50. I would say probably the best shot for a national championship. Right now, ranked 4th.
The 100, yeah.
The 100. I'm sorry, the 100. So again, we wish you the best of luck and knock 'em dead.
Awesome. Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break, but before we do, I do want to talk about the Bengal Club Golf Classic. It is the second Monday in July at the Briarwood Country Club. All the information is on your set as you watch. Feel free to give me a call at the number listed or at the email, and we'll be happy to send out a brochure to you. Or you can go on to buffalostateathletics.com, go on to the Bengal Club Golf link, and everything is right there for you to register. Again, all proceeds go to the 400 student athletes in their programs here at Buffalo State. We are going to take a timeout. When we come back, we're going to go outside on the softball field, and Jamie Brown joins us. This is a college that inspires. Here you'll be engaged, strive for excellence, and prepare for a career. Visit our amazing Elmwood Village campus and apply today. You'll achieve your edge here. This place is Buffalo State College. We're in studio now with softball. We're talking to Jamie Brown, the head coach of the Bengals. And Jamie has brought along Marissa Hayes, the outstanding pitcher from Niagara Wheatfield and the Diamond Girls. And I have a softball in my hand because she's going to show us her favorite pitch. But before we get to that, you were on back, maybe on October, some show in October when you first came on board, October 1st. Yep. So what have you been up to, Coach? What's the transition been like for you?
It's definitely been a transition. It's been extremely busy. Obviously, when I first started getting to know the team, getting to know my surroundings, working with admissions, working with the athletic department, just getting a feel for how much it's changed since I was here as an athlete.
Very good.
Been recruiting like crazy.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been our main focus throughout the winter, going into our preseason.
Yeah, I think some people might, we got a new coach, okay, go coach. But at the college level, it's getting to know the admission counselors, it's getting to know the financial aid people, it's getting to know academics, it's getting to know policy, it's getting to know how you do things. So that I'm sure that probably took a lot of your time and deflected from the actual coaching. Now, do you feel yourself solidified in that area now?
Yes, I feel pretty comfortable with all that, yeah.
Okay. So you've had a chance with the ladies, non-traditional. We're now practicing in the season. Give us a little breakdown of this team.
This team, I would say, is very unique. I mean, I think we're definitely going into the season with a little bit of an underdog role.
Okay.
We don't exactly have a very large roster, but the beauty in that is everybody on the team will contribute.
Yeah.
So everybody knows that their role is, you have to perform every single day. So I think also too, me being a new coach and bringing in a new culture, I mean, it took them a little bit to get used to that. I mean, they had me around for the winter, but they didn't really see it until we started practice.
It's a little different in practice.
Yeah, I would say it took about a month for them to really start buying into what we were doing.
Okay.
Made a big jump after a month, and now we're just slowly working our way through and hopefully have at least the majority of our skill work done by the end of the week before we play next week.
Very good. Your first camp here, certainly with Jamie. Your thoughts on the team and the makeup of the team. What are you seeing as a student athlete?
Well, it's exciting because, you know, both of us are new, so it's kind of like a way that we can relate. But I think we're adapting to her coaching style. I think we've learned a lot already in a very short amount of time, so I'm pretty excited.
Very good.
Yeah.
What can we see from this team then? Is this, you know, I don't mind showing everybody. I have bunt here with a circle going through it because Jamie and I had talked earlier, and she's not really a bunt person. Okay, what can we see from this team offensively then? What do you like to do?
I still think it's yet to be determined.
Okay.
We're still trying to figure that out. It's not exactly a prototypical team where you have somebody's going to stand out as a leadoff hitter, someone's going to stand out as number 3, someone's going to stand out at number 9. We don't really have that. Like I said, everyone needs to contribute, so it's just trying to fill in those holes right now. I'm not a bunter because I hate giving up outs.
Very good.
It's plain and simple. We will bunt on occasion, but I think this team is strong enough offensively where we can hit people in instead of always having to bunt them over.
Okay. And defensively, you're going to count on this young lady on the hill. And Marissa, here is your softball.
Hi.
So tell me about when you first started pitching. Was it at an early age, or was it something that came later? Were you pitching at age 8 or 9, or?
So it was actually funny. When I played house, it was the slingshot
Oh, I
pitching.
remember that, sure.
My mom was like, no, you're not going to do that. You know, I caught for a little bit. You know, they move you all around. So when I got to like 10U actual travel, that's when I started pitching, getting lessons. So it's been a long time. Yeah.
It starts early these days, doesn't it? 8, 9, 10 years old, and all of a sudden you're doing pitching lessons. So here's a softball, and I understand that one of your favorite pitches, if not your number one pitch, is a drop ball. So as you have, what's the setup on the laces?
So pretty much just hold it like this.
Okay. Now I'm curious, could you have 3 fingers on laces?
The front ones, yeah.
Okay, and there's a.
And then I got my thumb on there.
And then you have the thumb. So, as you're coming through, what's the motion for a drop ball? What are you trying to do?
So pretty much I'm coming around, and then we're not. Pretty much the motion is down here when we're turning over like that. So you probably just want to force it and turn it over so it drops right over the plate.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's enormous stress.
Yeah.
On your wrist.
Yep.
Has that ever been a problem for you? I mean.
Actually, I've been very lucky.
Knock on my head. Knock on wood.
No injuries, nothing. Yeah,
wow.
I've been good. Yeah.
Terrific. Season opens next Friday, the 16th. We're at the Uval. How do you go into that game? Because then you go down south for some games down in Florida to get away from this beautiful weather we're having. But how do you go into the game against the Uval? Especially what you said earlier, it's a unique team. Are you kind of investigating on how this team performs and reacts to certain situations?
It's going to be a learning experience for everyone. I mean, I do expect the games against Duville going in Florida, learning through our mistakes.
Okay.
I mean, that's the biggest thing I want to see. They're going to fail. I mean, they know that. It's just learning from that and not making the same mistake twice.
Very good.
You know, it's a great warm-up going into one of the best conferences in the country. Play great teams down in Florida. So it's just kind of pretty much figuring out what our identity is.
Very good. Well, ladies, we wish you best of luck at the Uval and down in Florida. And if you got an extra seat on that plane, I'm free, Jamie.
Sure.
Okay, absolutely. Well, we're going to wrap it up for this edition of Bengal Magazine. Thanks to everybody here in Instructional Resources. And we'll see you again in 2 weeks for more Bengal Magazine.